Welcome to my presentation on epilepsy. First question is often, what exactly is epilepsy? Many people don't know. The definition is that it's a neurological disorder marked by a sudden recurrent episodes of sensory disturbance, loss of consciousness or convulsions, and is associated with abnormal activity in the brain. It can be viewed as a massive overload of electricity that causes the seizures to actually occur. Many people ask, how is it actually diagnosed? Well, this can be different for everybody, but for me, I was told not to sleep one night. The next morning early I went to the hospital where they hooked me up to an EEG machine, put me in a darkened room with flashing lights, and then measured the amount of brain activity that was going on. You can see from this chart that a seizure occurred during this process, which is the diagnosis of epilepsy. What are the causes of epilepsy? I would love to say that there's a simple answer, but there isn't. We really don't know exactly what causes it and why some people are affected and not others. It is definitely something that could be genetic, passed from one generation to another, but it can also be caused by brain trauma, such as a head injury. It can come early in life or later with no clear reason why. But what may surprise you is it affects over 3 million people in the USA alone. So what brings on a seizure? Well, there are many different reasons, but hitting your head can be one. You suffer sleep deprivation for a continual period. If you are on medication and you forget to take it. If you're someone who is very anxious or stressed during a particular moment in time. Or if you abuse alcohol or drugs during the time you're taking medication. All of these factors can contribute to causing an epileptic fit. I'm often asked if all seizures are the same. The answer is they're not. There are many different types of seizures that affect epileptics. Seizures can vary in their severity, length, and how they appear. They can range from mild to severe, but the most common are absence seizures, atonic seizures, and tonic-clonic seizures, where the individual has severe muscle contractions and is unconscious. With absence seizures, individuals look spaced out, as if they're not paying attention. They tend to last 10 to 15 seconds, and often the individual is not aware the seizure has occurred. With atonic seizures, the main symptom is a loss of muscle control. People can fall down, their heads can bow down, and again they're unaware often that the seizure has taken place. And then there's tonic-clonic seizures, which is probably most associated with the disease, where individuals have muscle spasms and jerks, froth at the mouth and lose consciousness. Today I would like to talk to you about tonic-clonic seizures and what you can all do to help if someone has one when you are around. I came across this video produced by the Canadian Epilepsy Foundation, which I think explains simple first aid very well. So let's imagine that this is you and someone has a convulsive seizure in front of you. Do you think you know what to do? Let's begin. The most important single thing is to remain calm throughout the process. Gently roll the person onto their side when it's safe to do so. And place something soft between their head and the surface to prevent further injuries. Do not try and restrain them, and stay by the person's side and let the seizure run its course. It is very important not to put anything into the person's mouth whilst they're having a seizure. It is a myth that individuals can swallow their own tongues when they're having a seizure, and by putting something into their mouth you can cause harm or injury. At the end of the seizure, offer them a place to relax. Quietly explain to them what has happened and allow them to feel comfortable about coming back into the environment they've left. If you follow these simple procedures, in the vast majority of cases, nothing else will need to be done. So when do you need to call 911? We are going to go through a few situations that are common that require the calling of 911. But the general principle should always be the same: safety first, and when in doubt, call emergency services. When somebody is having a seizure, it is important to time the duration. And if it lasts under 5 minutes, then following the first aid procedures we have just gone through should mean that no further action is required. However, if the seizure lasts longer than 5 minutes, it is essential that you call 911 and get emergency services round. If the person has suffered a physical injury or a head trauma in advance of the seizure taking place, or if they have a seizure when they're in water, or if they are known to have diabetes, then it is important to call 911 irrespective of the length of time of the seizure. If regular breathing does not return after the seizure has ended, or if the person is pregnant, then once again call 911. Remember, seizure first aid is about using your brain to help others. So let's just recap. The most important issue is to stay calm throughout the process. Make sure the person is comfortable and create a safe space around them. Turn them on their side when it is safe to do so, and place something soft under their heads. Time their seizure. Do not try and hold them. Do not try and put anything in their mouths. Do not try and give them anything to drink until after the seizure is over. And talk to them calmly afterwards and explain what's happened, and take them to a safe place to relax. Every school should have an action plan in place for when episodes like this occur, to ensure the safety of those individuals who have the seizures and all the people around them.